7.
All right. Welcome to fifth episode of Dorms and Deans.
Why was that a question?
Huh?
Why was that a question?
It was not.
It sounded like a question.
Oh. Today we're doing the Cowabunga sewer episode. Last session, your characters were attacked in the showers, having to fend off creatures while scrambling for their own equipment on the other side of the room for some of them. Realizing that the magical waste of potions and dead magical creatures and other things that were usually perfectly disposed of were not actually being properly dispatched by the sewage system of the school. Your characters were sent on an expedition deep, onto one of the higher levels of the catacombs beneath Candlekeep Academy. Before that, you visited Indominus Chris, the ancient white dragon that is the treasurer of Candlekeep. Obtained 2 goggles of night visions, 3 bubbles of breathing, and set off into the sewers. As soon as you arrived, you managed to be pretty stealthy, and Liraza was perceptive enough to to overhear the conversation between a rat general and one of his lieutenants, who was reporting movements by the insect army that they seem to be fighting in corridors. And as you kept going, you walked straight into one of their loud traps that is basically a large plank with a bunch of stakes that just fell down from the ceiling, rotated onto 2 of your characters. Raza escaping this one, and it had a bunch of metal bits on it that clanged very loudly, bringing about the whole regiment of rats. You're now surrounded, free from the spike trap that has now fallen into the waters below. Most of the creatures that you're encountering are still in rat form, although some of them have their skulls split open and their enlarged brains sort of like protruding from the top of their skulls. A few of them are actually in the shape of humanoid rats. They have surrounded you, but seeing as you are not insects, there is a moment of hesitation. We are close to the moment where I would ask for everyone to roll initiative, but we're not quite there yet. So each of you has the chance to attempt one thing before things go very, very wrong.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, right now. We'll choose right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so things are about to go very, very wrong. I've lost a lot of hit points.
Yeah, you 2 of you lost 11 HP to a single
How
trap.
about I just hide somewhere?
Huh? Oh, like you're sort of like already surrounded. So like,
Oh, okay. I see.
looking around, the only place that you could potentially hide is by jumping into the sewage at your feet. Which you can't tell how deep it is. So you like if you might not even be able to
Hide.
submerge your whole entire body by jumping in there.
And I'm 6'1".
Yeah, like I'm saying, like if it doesn't reach like knee length, you might not even be able to like lay down flat and fully hide your body. Like that's
Sure.
Not to mention, I'm pretty sure you don't want exposed brains.
No. So we're surrounded.
We're surrounded.
Uh,
I
hey,
think, I think I'm probably gonna turn into a rat.
all right.
A giant rat.
Cool.
But not right now. What I would like to do right now is I would like to cast Bark Skin on Pizarro's.
Okay.
Am I close enough to touch him?
Yeah, for sure. Y'all are close enough to.
Because when I change into this rat, I'm going to take its statistics, right?
Yes.
So it doesn't matter what mine are.
That is at least the physical characteristics.
Right.
You keep your intelligence, your wisdom, and your.
So my HP is going to be whatever the something says.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Yeah, so that's what I would like to do. If that's okay with you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Okay, what does bark skin do?
It lasts for like an hour. You look like you're wearing bark at first, but it makes your AC 16.
Okay.
Yes. So he already has a shield, and some.
No, you keep thinking I have a shield because I can have a shield. I do not carry a shield. I do not currently have a shield.
What's your AC now?
13.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, I will.
Very decent.
I will.
Boost.
That's what I thought. And he has low health, so.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes.
So you do that. I will allow you to also transform into a rat on the like. It's not exactly the same turn, but as you do, there's a gasp coming from the assembled rats. You see that one of them, this almost like barely larger than an average rat, old, gruffy, white-haired, with a scarred rat, walks towards you as the others move aside, and you recognize the voice of the general that you were overhearing. That asks, "Who are you? Are you a rat who was pretending to be a gnome, or are you a gnome who's pretending to be a rat?"
Oh my god. Obviously, I'm going to say, oh, I'm a rat pretending to be a gnome.
Okay, roll deception.
Okay. Let's D20.
Yes.
Always, right? So I believe I got a 9.
Okay.
Is it, so 10.
Liar! I
Damn it.
recognize by your accents that rat is not your native language.
Tracks, he caught me.
What?
You could just try to deceive them again.
What are the surface dwellers coming in here to do?
We've noticed that our sewer mechanism is dysfunctioning, so we've come down here to repair our magical item.
The place where all of the waters go to. We've been trying to acquire it, but it's controlled by the insects. If we let you pass, would you fight your way through the hordes of wretched exoskeleton monsters?
We have no choice. We'll have to. We have to make it to that item.
Or we're fired.
Or we're fired. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but just
You will be engulfed in flames.
Yes.
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 Absolutely.
Exactly. Absolutely.
Well, maybe actually ice, but still.
Yeah, okay. Fiery ice.
Guys.
Yeah. So like all that you two are hearing right now is okay. Make a persuasion roll, and I think the others, if you want to like appear as like harmless as you can, that can give her the help action. Give them the help action. The help action doesn't. Y'all are not rolling. Haley gets to roll 2 d20s and keep the better one.
Okay, so I just rolled an 11. I'm just gonna roll this one again.
Yep.
And a 16.
Hell yes. Okay.
Okay.
The general. Nods and says, "Very well. Go about your business. We will guide. I will guide you through our traps. But be wary. We will not let you leave this place if you make an alliance with the insects as well."
Ooh. So we can't make peace with the insects.
You probably can.
You're here to the death of those wretches is the price you have to pay to get through us.
Got it. Alright.
What if you can come up with a super solution for both sides?
Yeah, we'll bring about the peace in the sewers. Okay. So your characters are like taken. So like you see that a lot of the rats sort of like disperse, heading back to their posts. A couple of the humanoid ones are going to be walking with you, sort of like escorting you around as you're being led by the tiny rat general. You're able to make your way through a couple of corridors, being carefully warned of different crude traps that have been set into place.
Some smart rats, man.
As you walk around, the rat general says, the way you shift between species, is that something that my people might one day obtain, and as we attempt to gain a foothold in the world above?
Honestly, I have no idea how you guys are doing the things we're doing right now.
And I apparently don't know.
We have drank from the waters, and the waters have blessed us with higher intellects and the ability to speak the common language.
Well, that sounds like there could be some unknown effects. There's really no telling what you guys have consumed or what kind of interactions that'll produce.
Yes.
I recommend not drinking the water from the sewer.
How dare you? This thing has been a blessing to our people, and if we stop drinking it, we will fall behind, and the insect folks will overrun us.
Oh, I see. The insects are also drinking the sewer water?
They've obtained intelligence around the same time as we have.
Holy hell.
Hey, John, negative things.
Thanks for letting us know that it's going to help us prepare to fight these things.
Yes.
I'll try my fireball.
And we should probably tell. And we.
Well,
And no matter how this turns out, we should probably tell some people about this, because I do not think it's good that intelligence-inducing potions or whatever that been making it down here.
Well,
And
No,
maybe
but
better
it's-
disposal.
It's
for
not
those.
one potion, it's the interaction of every single potion.
yeah. Well,
We don't know that.
We can figure that out later. Maybe we don't want to tell these rats.
Oh, this is our thing.
I mean, this is. We got rats and bugs. Like, do we really want snails or mold next?
I think we should try and get in today, fix the magical item,
Get
so
it.
that this stops happening. Go back to the surface. Tell some people about this and bring down a crew. I don't think that we'll be able to tackle. Can we do that? Can we recruit help from non-player characters to come down into the sewers with us and help eradicate the rats and insects?
That might be an option, yes.
I feel like that's what we might want to do.
How you want to solve this whole situation is down to your characters. So
I think it's
you-
three piece.
you walk down the corridors a little bit. The stench is getting worse and more chemical. You sort of reach a point where the Rat General says, "This is as far as we go. Beyond this point is the no man's land. Here I would be risking my soldiers to keep accompanying you. It's down to you now. All of the waters, they flow in the same direction into the same room. If this is what you're trying to fix, you just need to follow the current."
Thank you for letting us know.
Thank you, General, for getting us this far. We'll do our best and hopefully make it out of here alive.
So, at this point, your characters are here. Okay. I changed my mind. The orb room is going to be right here. Okay. Based on the map that you have, so you still have this ways to go.
Oh, okay.
So we're here.
Yep. Let's put rot on the place where
Can
you.
I be a rat?
Sure. We got some rats.
I thought I had handed you the bag.
Yes.
Where? Oh, right under the notebook.
Oh yeah. Thank you.
It's kind of weird that I want to be a rat, but I want to be a rat.
Yeah. And as long as you don't shift your shape back, you get to keep those extra hit points. Okay. So, to your right, there is a door that leads. There is a door that, based on the map, would lead into like a series of rooms not touched by the water. To your left is what you believe to be a like storage room or something, but it's down the front and deeper. That's the current flows.
We should search for clues around the area, so we're heading down towards the room, orb room.
Yeah, I think we should check out some places. What do you think, guys?
Or should we just head straight down to the orb room without checking?
I mean, I think we should keep a wary eye for traps and stuff while we're heading to the sphere room. But
We should have asked the rat captain if there were traps.
Well, he said it was no man's land, so I doubt they've gone down and get trapped down there.
But
now
he did.
the insects might have.
Insects might have.
Um, But yeah, like, namely because we don't know what the insects have set up, and so if we start wandering into various
Does anybody have fireball?
No.
The Fireball is a third level spell. You're not quite there yet.
And also,
Or a fire spell?
we have light, or we have the goggles.
We have the goggles. No, I'm talking about so we
we
can burn the
have
insect.
bubble. We have the air bubbles. So before we go.
I don't think it would
Remember,
be a good
we
idea.
only have an hour of it.
I don't think it would be a good idea
We
to
have
go
an hour
in
of
guns
air
blazing.
blazing.
So we should be careful with that, huh?
Yep.
I do not think we should go in looking for a fight. Like it's just us. The rats have left us, right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think we should go in looking for
No,
a fight.
I know, but I'm saying in case.
You think we should try and parlay with the insects?
Yes, we know nothing about what they're actually fighting for, and we've only heard the rats end of it, and even that's not very much.
Right, and we just needed to get through it.
I'm not saying we're gonna fight the first insect we see.
He wants to kill some insects.
No.
He wants to squash some bugs.
You're not even listening to what I'm saying.
Right.
It's a precautionary step.
I think we should.
I also am skeptical about, an open flame in an area with all these chemicals.
Well, I mean,
and
there was a
potions.
campfire, basically a fire pit in the entrance, by the entrance.
I still do not think it's a good idea as we get closer to the orb. I do not think it's a good idea.
So I can turn into a giant centipede
We don't even know what type of insect they are.
and a giant spider.
I mean, if we're thinking about sewers, I'm thinking it'll be on top of insects down there.
Well, yes, but the thing is they just said insects. We don't
Right? They could be
like these are all
insects.
specifically rats. We don't know what type of
Yeah,
insect they are.
intelligent rat.
We don't want to turn into something that's the wrong type of insect. And
Everybody make a perception check.
perception. Alrighty, let's see.
9.
19 plus.
9 plus.
Oh my
That's just
gosh.
19.
I should have stood up.
Yeah, no,
I should have stood up.
you gotta say it when you do a natural one. So.
10.
Huh?
Perception. 9
I got
plus
19.
1, 10.
Yes. Xeris, you hear echoes of a vaguely familiar voice grumbling coming from this direction, down the corridor and to the right. You recognize, although you can't make out the words yet, Hoover's voice.
Hoover's voice.
Yeah, the centaur, who is in charge of the alchemy class and your longtime rival. As for you, you are in your rat form. You're let's see. You're hearing a sort of like joyous song coming from the door that is to your right now, talking about just a wonderful feast, just like hundreds-ish of voices coming together to celebrate a meal. It's halfway between, saying grace and like a tavern, a tavern song.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's to my left, you said?
yeah, to your
Okay.
Okay, so I'm in the storage room.
I can throw here nothing.
What the hell is Hoover doing down here?
Yeah. I do not know, but
I think we should check it out.
Should we confront him?
I think one of us should check it out, preferably not me, because that will definitely alert Hoover. But I also think we should continue on towards where the sphere should be, because
But wait.
if we do not, we don't know what's what the situation is with it.
Wait. Hoover's down here.
Mm-hmm.
He's seen the rats. He's seen the were-rats.
He has.
Now, why hasn't he mentioned anything?
Good point. This is suspicious. This is suspicious, and again, probably why I shouldn't be the one to head over towards Hoover.
And I'm a rat, so that leaves you.
That leaves me. Alright. I
Do
guess.
we wait for him, or should we continue forward?
I think you should investigate what you heard.
the Nat 1 party. We should investigate the Nat 1 party.
No!
No, we should not.
No!
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Yeah, it's like
Fine,
only
then,
only
join
the
me
dru-
in your rat form and we'll live
only the druid that is in rat form was able to make out the words in the singing voice, despite the fact that like you're all like very close to each other, and they did so on a nat one. So.
Hey,
I just wanted to ask: do you want to have a particular aspect to the bark skin spell that you're maintaining?
Birch bark.
Birch bark. Okay, cool. Is it like in pristine condition, or does it look like it's rotting a little bit with some spores?
Ooh. If it has spores, does he get necrotic damage?
No.
Does
It
he
doesn't.
get to deal
this,
necrotic damage?
this is a purely cosmetic effect. It doesn't change the way that the spell works.
but it might make other
No,
enemies way.
not spores, but like like little mushroom spores on them.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I
sounds
feel
good.
like that sounds super cute.
So you have a couple of like little
So
mushrooms
then
and
I
like
want to
spores
change
falling off of it.
the bark. I don't want it to be birch. I want it to be oak.
Oak.
Yeah, because bark is textured, and so mushrooms would be able to grow on the
So, Leraza, as the group heads over to here, you reach this intersection where you leave the rest of the party behind, and you walk up the stairs to this section. Okay.
Am I with him, or am I sticking with Pizarro's?
You're. Well, I think we decided you were sticking with me. I think.
But
What would you rather
if it
do?
would, Hoover will know that it'll be you in the rat form? Or how big is your rat form?
Rat
Why
form
don't-
is pretty inconspicuous.
Why don't I go investigate Hoover? I will look like just another rat, and y'all can continue
Yes.
to find the bubble.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is that cool? That's
Yeah,
what we're
for
doing.
Do y'all want to like wait nearby in case there's like in case some of you are walking into danger while the other ones are busy?
I guess we could search around the area
Yeah.
instead of just waiting.
Both of you can make an investigation check. Rot.
Yes.
You start to make out the voice of Hoover.
I don't count.
Huh?
So again, my dice with that.
Okay, so I got 16 on investigation.
Cool.
Got 18 plus plus 4. 18.
22.
22.
Okay. So you're going to notice what appears to you to be a trap designed by the Bug Clan, because attached to it are multiple rat skulls. This one is sort of like a planks of wood that are semi-rotten with a spike pit with the spikes hidden in the waters below. You are going to hear a voice that says,
No.
that leads
Okay,
you.
what was the last part? Come.
That leads you in this direction.
I was actually planning to go search that area anyway.
Okay, cool. All right. Rot.
Yes.
You hear Hoover's voice as he says, "Oh, we've got other classes to go to. We can't help you clean this fucking mess." And as you enter the room, you don't see Hoover anywhere. You just hear his voice coming from above. And as you do, all you really see in the dark. Oh, does the rat have dark vision? It will be written as DV
Yes.
in census.
60 DV.
Okay, cool. So 60 feet of dark vision. You're able to spot a pipe from which his voice is transmitted, probably from the surface. Oh, sir, we don't have time to clean both the the fire damage and the cauldron, sir. We have to be in transmutation classes, sir. And you hear like sort of like sloshing as something heavy has been scraped, it's been like dragged over the floor above you. You hear, you get a strong smell of alchemical fumes coming down from that pipe.
Oh my gosh, I want to move out of the way before I get splashed by this potion.
Cool. Sir, make a dexterity saving throw. Because you said it ahead of time, the difficulty is only going to be 8.
7!
Wait.
What is your
Dexterity.
That's mine.
did you use the rat's dexterity?
Okay. Where is it? Stealth. No stealth. Dexterity. Here we go. +2.
Hey, so-
9.
9.
So you pass. You see a like as the cauldron gets tipped, you hear sloshing and this like spray of magic potion residue from the bottom of the alchemy class cauldrons just sprays all over the room, and as it touches the sewer water below, it starts to like froth and bubble and sort of like expand. But you're able to run away fast enough to avoid getting touched by any of it. The two of you are going to have advantage on the same saving throw, but it's a difficulty 10 because Rot has no way of like warning you that it's coming, unless if you're willing to Rot give up on your rat form to lower their difficulty to 8.
What do you guys think?
We're should be fine.
No, I think.
Ah.
I think it,
You
10
have
is not.
you both, the difficulty is 10, but you both have advantage because you were far away from that room.
Okay. And what's this for? What was this again?
Dexterity saving.
Dexterity save.
Okay, so that's an 8.
Okay.
14, 18.
All right.
So I get sploshed.
Yeah. I need you to roll a D100 for me, please.
Oh no!
Do you
Oh
want
no!
100?
That's the first time I actually hear that.
Oh no! Can I retroactively
Too
transform
late.
and warn them?
No.
Do you
Worst part is I have an idea what's coming.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Like, oh no.
Wait,
When
is
you-
he
when-
gonna,
when
is
you
he-
roll- when
is
you
he-
roll-
is he gonna get transformed into something?
So a D100 is usually rolled. It's very rare to roll it, except when you belong to one specific subclass. The wild magic sorcerers who get random effects every time that they roll. I think a 1 or a 20 on their
52.
52.
Oh
Alright.
boy.
A spectral shield hovers near you for the next minute, granting you +2 to your armor class and immunity to magic missile.
Oh, thank goodness.
So as this
Oh
touches you,
shoot. You're gonna hate me now.
What?
Because when I got up.
Oh, whatever. Look, I have
so as this frothing liquid touches your bark skin, it sort of like expands and creates a sort of like shield of magical spores around you on top of your on top of the bark skin. So your armor class is now 18.
Yes.
Damn.
That's
He was lucky.
You are indestructible.
Basically.
You know what? You're gonna be your tank.
Basically. Oh my gosh.
But we gotta
Oh my
remember
gosh.
it still has low HP.
This is actually reminded me of the Paizo Starfinder last play from last time with their robot characters. Like Gary is unhittable. I think it was like I think one of them was like, does a 22 hit? Like no.
Motherfucker Hoover.
What? He's just disposing
Is
he's
that
just
the proper
cleaning
way
up
to-
after his class.
Is that the proper way to dispose it?
Yeah, that you've been told everything goes down into the sewers, into the and the sphere of annihilation.
'Cause
sort of
I
like-
thought it was an actual pipe that led to that room where it was.
Yeah,
All of the
Like-
You're
you're in the pipes. This
You're-
is
Oh,
this,
she was
is,
in the
this is where you are.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
you're inside the pipes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
the pipe sewers. Are two
Yeah,
different
no.
things.
As soon as he said D100, I'm like, oh great, random effect. This could be it. Okay, this is either gonna be good,
Oh yeah.
bad, or hilarious.
If you'd rolled, I think it's a 100 or a 1. You cast fireball centered on you.
on yourself.
Yeah, and and it's like 8d6 damage, so you would be fucking dead.
We burnt your crisp.
Annihilated.
Um,
Yeah, I was like, okay, am I gonna have like a second head or something now?
You know what? I don't know. It could have been a hilarious effect. I wish it was a hilarious effect.
No, you're like she. Yeah, as soon as it was she, I was like,
so
oh, thank goodness. This is a positive. I'm not gonna die.
What happened with me?
yeah, Leraza, the way that you escaped this sort of like wall of like expanding bubbles from the magic potion is that you entered the room where you were hearing your voice and closed the door behind you.
What? He's in another room?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
sort of had to like spread out as you were getting away from this effect. You find yourself all alone when you hear the voice again coming from the waters. There is a metal grid that lets in a little bit of light from the surface. You think you might be under parts of the gardens, and you hear the voice again saying, "I have a gift. Reach out into the waters."
I'm tempted, but I'm cautious.
Could you do like an insight check or something like that to determine whether or not this is sinister or not?
This is.
Sure, I think that is.
This is his.
I asked a question.
Oh, sorry.
Who's there? I guess I shout out who's there.
I am the hand of your destiny. I will make you into a great hero.
But I don't want to be a hero. I'm just trying to find my family secret. And that's basically what I said to the
You will need tools.
kind of tools. How do I know this is not a trap?
You don't.
I guess I would. Ah, fuck. There you go. I want to see if the voice has any malice or deception behind it.
Okay, roll an insight.
And 8
Oh yeah, this.
insight.
Yeah.
8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh yeah, this voice is super trustworthy.
I don't like the way you said it. I don't like the way you said it.
Well, here's the beginning of your villain arc. Have fun with that.
Oh boy.
But actually, that's
I guess I keep look around the room beforehand. I check the room.
You spot in the back a little bit of like crates and stuff. They're sort of like moldy with age. Whatever is being stored in here has been here for a while. One of the bags has been split open, and you spot like herbs and minerals. What appears to be ingredients like spell components, basically. But some of them are beyond useless for having been here for so long.
So what are is that what's also in the crates?
Hmm?
Is that what also is in the crates? Or is that just in the bag?
You think so?
I guess I.
Making an investigation check.
Yeah. 15 plus 4, 19.
Nice. Your goggles of night vision, when you look into the body of water, right? You're able to see a sort of like glitch, right?
A glitch?
Yeah, it's basically like interference from something that is in the waters that sort of like either shines like a little bit bright or looks darker than the rest of the waters. Kind of like when you point a camera at the sun and it's not able to handle like and it does like a dark spot on the
So it's
sun
like
because
light.
it's overcompensating. This is like there is something magical in the waters that is interfering slightly magical objects. It's about this long.
You know what? Fuck it. I jump. I will risk it and.
Be careful. It's sharp. Okay. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw. You have advantage thanks to the voice, but the difficulty is 12, not to stab yourself.
18.
Cool. You reach into the waters. You're able to feel a blade. You avoid cutting yourself. You reach for the hilt. You pull it out. You see a dagger with only a single edge and intertwined serpent on the other side of the blade that formed the hilt in your hand. You now have a dagger of venom.
Ooh.
It's a +1 dagger that does +1 to attacks and damage rolls. And you can use your action to cause a thick black poison to coat the blade. The poison remains for 1 minute or until an attack using this weapon hits a creature. So you can write that the dagger, you have a +5 to hit with it now, and it does 1d4 plus 1 damage.
So it's a 5 damage.
Yeah, and 1d4 plus 1 for the damage.
So do I have +1?
Yeah. Technically, you should add your dexterity modifier, so it would be a +3.
Right here?
Yeah, 1d4 plus 3. But for your short sword, it will be 1d6 plus 2. Okay?
What's the name of the weapon?
It's a dagger of venom.
Dagger of venom.
Yeah. If you hit a creature while there is the poison on the blade, they must make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or take 2d10 poison damage. You become poisoned for 1 minute. The poison condition gives you disadvantage on attack rolls.
And so my regular dagger turned into the poison of that.
Well, shoot.
Dagger of venom.
So you have your old dagger still, but this is the dagger of venom.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the dagger can't produce poison this way again until the next dawn.
So once a minute is up, once that time is up, it won't produce venom until the next day?
Well, once you've used it once, you can't use it again until the next dawn. And once you've produced the venom lasts for 1 minute or until one attack hits.
Oh, okay. That's pretty effective.
You pull it out. What do you do?
I'm in the water still,
Yeah.
with the dagger in hand, and the voice is gone.
You haven't heard anything since you pulled out the dagger.
Alright then, I guess I. Is there anything else in the water?
You look around, you find hairballs, dead. You find a dead cat. Do you want to keep looking?
I see that everything else in there is probably useless, and quickly get out of the water.
As you exit the room, you haven't heard the voice since you've grabbed the dagger, and you find your friends out there again.
Sweet. And I guess, of course, I'll tell them what happened.
You're gonna tell us about the dagger?
Yep.
Nice, dude. Nice find.
Yes, yes. Score 1 for listening to strange voices in your head.
Never thought that would be the case.
Exactly. I was like, you know what? Might as well. It sounded trustworthy enough.
Honestly, it's gorgeous.
I mean, considering some of the other staff and faculty here, maybe by comparison, yeah.
I'm sure there's weirder things that have happened in this place.
Yep.
I am sure this does not even make the top 10 of most questionable decisions made here.
But still,
Today.
Today.
But
Are you gonna tell Clark you found it?
No.
oh.
We are not going to tell Clark we found it.
No, because then he'll be like, strange voices, huh?
Or he might
You're fired.
Or he might make you turn
Yes,
over
then-
the dagger.
Most likely.
Yeah. We definitely do not want to tell Indominus Crisp. But this is dangerous, you guys. This could be another write-up for us.
We won't.
For having found the magical item?
Yes, but
I doubt we'd get written up for having found it. I can check and see if it's supposed to be in
Inventory.
the inventory.
You have the book. You can start checking. It is not on the list of things owned by Candlekeep
So it's on
Academy.
it, so we don't have to report it.
Yes,
Nice.
exactly.
okay.
Whoever left it here, or whoever knew it was here, did not report it to the faculty.
So we're like safe again. I'm gonna tell them that I just saw Hoover like through the drain pipe. He was like in his classroom cleaning up after his students, just dropping his potion through the drain, and apparently that's what he's supposed to do. Maybe that's not the best idea, but he's not like suspiciously colluding with the rats or anything like that.
So he wasn't.
Oh,
phys-
thank goodness.
So he wasn't physically here. Sorry.
Actually, I guess I gave up my rat venom to tell him that.
Okay.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, you're probably going to want to take bug form next anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you keeping track of the number of times you can change?
I can change twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have one
two
more
different times.
use left.
Yeah, 2 different times, and I think it's every short rest. So if we have a short rest, I get that back.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should also be aware that some of your spore abilities depend on you spending one of your
Actions.
one of your forms, one of your shape-shifting forms.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, you're right. I'll have to look that up.
Where to next?
Towards the sphere and/or orb of annihilation.
Okay.
Yep.
You head in this direction. You see one of those little metal panels.
I guess as we're going down the.
Metal panels or
Yeah.
paddles?
Metal panels that
Panels.
similar to the one that was in the bathroom, that clearly indicated how like those are basically made by Clark or his staff.
Or whoever had the position before them?
Exactly. This one's a little bit more rusty, but much shorter than the instructions on the decanter of endless water. It just points to the door that is right here, and the sign simply says, "Board of Trustees, do not awaken."
Now that's
Wait.
way.
Board of Trustees, do not awaken.
What? What is this?
Do we think that these are like hibernating bugs?
Wait. What,
No, we do not think these are bugs.
what are
We
they?
are going to go straight to the orb.
Keep running, keep going, keep
What?
going.
Wait. What? Wait. What? What?
What do you think they are?
Oh, okay. Aside from whether or not this is some sort of magical horror, this is also the Board of Trustees. We keep going.
What is the Board of Trustees?
The most powerful.
In a school, magical or not, the Board of Trustees are the board of people who have a stake in the company, basically, and who make all of the big decisions. They can, for example, fire the headmaster, or all of you, or stuff like this.
Or
At our workplace, they decide when everybody gets a raise, for example.
Okay.
Yes, and it says do not. So again, like I said, whether or not this is some sort of magical horror, we keep going. We leave them alone.
do not wake them up.
Oh, the Board of
Yeah.
They're in there sleeping.
Yeah. That's what it sounds
Yes. Let's hope it's just sleeping. Let's hope it's just sleeping.
Cool.
Is this one of the secret cult things?
It's like
Huh?
a horde of
Is this the
vampires.
secret cult?
Where are we going now? We just keep going.
Let's just hope we don't wake them up if we have
Okay,
to
so
fight.
now we're at there's a T here.
You arrive to a T. The water is flowing northwards for you, so to your right. In both directions, hundreds of spiders, ants, centipedes, roaches, just
All.
fan out away from you as fast as they can.
Oh, that is ominous.
They leave behind the fully cleaned bones of rats of different sizes and other creatures that they managed to get their mandibles on.
That's encouraging.
That is disgusting.
Well.
So, what do you guys think? Should I change the,
I mean, the spider and the centipede, they're both there, so I mean, pick whichever one you think is better at this point.
What's on the other side? The opposite way for the
A
old
dead
days.
end.
According to the map, a dead end.
A dead end.
Yes. This is the.
This is the room for the sphere of annihilation.
And is there
This-
any way to check from that side what's in the other room?
No.
You mean check from?
No, like kind of like see through, or
No, those are like walls, basically.
there's no cracks or anything.
Yeah. Those are like thick stone walls.
Oh, okay. I was thinking since they're bugs, there might have been burrow or something.
No.
I'm gonna change into a giant wolf spider.
A giant wolf spider?
Yep.
How big?
It's a medium-sized bug with an armor class of 13, HP 11.
So
Oh,
like
snake.
carboniferous sized bug.
Like, it's gonna intimidate some bugs, hopefully.
Hopefully.
What's the general size of these?
Oh, all of those are like regular sized bugs, the ones that are fleeing away from you.
Nice. It's time to feast.
All right.
Alrighty then. Forward.
Yes. Carefully.
Slow carefully.
forward.
As we're walking, I check if I guess I'll do a trap check. in case
Sure.
as we're going down.
Yep. Make an investigation check. You and you have advantage because you asked for that. So
13 plus what was it? 4. Yeah, 13, 14, 15, 4, 5, 6, 7. 17.
okay. 17. You spot couple of let's see. Boulders, like large rocks that are stuck to the ceiling by different gooey substances, but that you notice have silks of like large strands of spider string, like tying them with the ceiling up to the sides, meaning that like if those strings got pulled on, they might fall on you. So you are able to cleverly avoid this trap. You follow the U-turn. Again, every time you round a corner, there's this like wave of receding shadows that reveals itself to be the chitinous carapaces of hundreds, thousands of little bugs. And you make it to this large, to this like it's a door that seems to be a
This
large.
one?
It is a door that is a large stone slab already raised above your heads that leads into this huge room that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 60 feet by 60 feet.
Mm-hmm.
In the center of the room, you're able to perceive, touching the water and sort of like driving all the waters in a whirlwind towards it, is this sphere composed of pure darkness. Your dark vision goggles are of no help to you right now, and you hear it hum. Looking at it, you perceive something without intelligence, but with extreme power. This is a force of nature. This thing exists to devour, to absorb material endlessly, ceaselessly, forever. It is a force of absolute destruction, manifested in a simple sphere. At the edge of the door is another metal plate left behind by Carl or his predecessor that describes how this thing works. So, this 2-foot diameter black sphere is a hole in the multiverse, hovering in space and stabilized by a magical field surrounding it. The sphere obliterates all matter that it passes through and all matter that passes through it. Artifacts are the exception. Okay. The sphere is stationary until someone attempts to control it. If you're within 60 feet of a sphere, you can use an action. Well, you don't get like the technical details to try to move it. If you're successful, you can move it in one direction of your choice up to a number of feet, up to a certain amount of feet determined by your intelligence. On a failure, the sphere will move 10 feet towards you. Do not put the sphere in contact with any planar portals, such as a bag of holding, a portable hold, or teleportation spells.
Okay.
Did you say this thing was in the water or?
So it touches the water and it basically forms this sort of like a whirlpool but because it's like got such power of suction, it actually makes the water go like the
So-
surface go up towards it.
It's kind of like a water devil.
So what I'm wondering is if it's still
Also, just to let you know, there right next to it, within 5 feet, are 2 tubes, one coming from above and one coming from beneath, that have a space between them just large enough for the orb to fit inside of it. And the tube above is dripping a little bit of water. This seems to be the spot where the orb is supposed to be. It's just 5 feet to the side. You also notice metal grids on the sides of the walls through which all of the insects have retreated. A grid above you that seeps a little bit of sunlight into here, and 8 pipe holes in the ceiling spread in a circle around the orb of annihilation.
Oh, okay, so the orb of annihilation is 5 feet.
From where the slot of where it's supposed to be.
Oh,
So it's off center.
yes.
5 feet.
Now,
Question
here's what I find interesting is it says the what we have on it is like if someone succeeds or fails in moving it, they move it 10 feet.
If they fail, if they succeed, you will move
You
it
get to
a
control.
certain amount based on your intelligence.
Who's got the highest intelligence here?
You have 15.
Well, I would not try to move it. Because remember, we are not equipped to move this thing. And
And
so
we
in
don't
all
wanna get another
likelihood, it
ride
will
out.
move 10 feet towards us and make everything worse.
I am. We're going to take a short break now.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a thing
All right, and we are back from the break. So, your characters have entered the room. I have to let you know it's all water. There is no standing platform that isn't water.
So no lightning, Brad.
Okay, so you you've passed the slab of stone gate. You're now inside of the chamber proper. The only sources of water are basically coming from the current behind you, where all of the potions, all of the everything that's in the sewers comes down to here.
Are we in the water?
Yes, you are.
You mentioned like a grate with sunlight.
Yep.
Was there anything else besides the pipes that lead to anywhere else?
So there's grates on each of the corners through which the insects have fled, and that's there's the 8 pipes that are represented by the colored things right here, and the orb in the central spot where the orb is supposed to be.
Well, the orb 5 feet from that spot.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, can we tell where the grate with the sunlight opens up to?
Yes. As you look up, you see a sort of like antechamber of it's another like sewer thing with a staircase. It appears to be an easily accessible maintenance shaft.
So we go through the gate, technically? We can go through that gate, technically?
Well, there's no ladder that goes up to it that you can see,
okay.
but this whole thing could have been much easier if you'd known about this entrance. As you are looking up, you are going to spot someone who is leaning against the wall of that antechamber above you. That sort of like spots you and walks forward. This is Vesper Malcolms from the Google Drive. She is an Asian human woman. She's got an axe and a sword, padded leather armor, and she's fat in the way that like strong men are fat. Lots of muscle and fat. As she looks down, she says, "Oh, you made it."
What do you mean we made it?
You see, she says, "1 second," and she pulls a lever, and you hear as the stone slab behind you shuts you into the room.
The fuck?
Why'd you lock that?
We're gonna have a chat, you and me. I'm in charge of making sure that you know, this is sort of the the test at the end of your evaluation period. So
This has been a test.
well, not the getting to hear part. This right now is the test. So the two dragonborns. Do you have any contacts with dragons apart from Mr. Crisp?
Not to my recollection, but that's not the most reliable at the moment, so.
Complicated?
Dragonborn do not count as dragons.
I know.
Does your I know your family crest features dragons. Have you met the dragons related to your house?
Not as of yet.
All right. What were your motivations for coming to work in this school? The water is slowly rising.
I was given a letter of recommendation by the
Your
artificer who tutored me, and they kindly decided to join me on the available positions after a little misunderstanding, and seemed to be a good fit for the goals here, as well as this being a much more stable source of income.
You see that like she checks ring on her finger while you're talking every now and then. You see that it has a little white pearl. Do you have any conflicting allegiances when it comes to working for the school?
I don't believe so.
No, I don't believe so either.
I'm a spider.
I'm a spider.
She can't talk.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. It's perfect.
She sees you and says you can nod or shake your hand for a yes and no.
Actually, she can't. She's a spider.
She can rotate her legs to sort of shake the.
She can stand on her hind legs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, spiders are not encephalized.
Okay. Have you broken any of the school rules?
We haven't broken any of them.
You have not reported Mrs.
Trist.
Trist.
Wait,
So
actually,
as you do, she sort of looks at her ring. It has a small pearl on it that.
I
that's-
mean, I'm 99% sure what the ring does.
Yeah.
Just for
It
context.
just
Oh.
the pearl turned black when you said that.
you know what?
Wait. Okay, so. I'm trying to think of whether or not that would actually count as violating school rules.
I have decided.
He's like, I'm telling you.
Interesting. Have you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Looks down at her ring. She looks back up to you with a raised eyebrow.
I
Okay.
I don't think we should cave, guys. You can't give up Tris.
But they are weird. I think I know what the ring is too.
It's saying whether or not we're lying, right?
Basically.
Yeah, so she knows we're lying.
What sort of rules have you broken?
Oh gosh.
this is.
Someone tell her that if we told her, we would be putting someone in danger. And that it's an ongoing investigation.
Also, everybody, the two of you, you can't communicate it,
Yeah.
but so you can't say it out loud without giving up on your form. I'm still gonna want you to make a check. Everybody can make just a intelligence roll.
Oh boy. Is this a 20? Is this a 20?
Let's see here.
I guess this is the 20.
Alright, 16.
Okay. You use the decanter of endless water on the on the geyser mode, which
Okay.
you're definitely not supposed to.
Yes. We used the decanter of endless water to dispose of
An ooze.
of an ooze in as well as several methods.
Interesting. Any other rules that you've broken?
Might as well come clean.
Nothing that is not related to ongoing investigations and would not potentially endanger faculty and students were we to divulge it.
So you're protecting another spy in the school.
Spy? What spy?
Why would you conclude that there's a spy in the school?
And please answer the question. Simple yes or no.
No, we're not protecting any spies.
No spy.
You see that she looks down and says, "Are you aware of any dragons who might be trying to obtain steal magical artifacts back from Candlekeep Academy?"
Dragons?
Would
Not. No.
no.
All right, perfect. The last part of your test, I'm gonna lower a rope down, and I need you to hand me my book on dragon hordes back, please.
Wait, it's her book?
I left it in the library. I just
This hasn't been a fucking test.
Wait a minute. Is this really a test?
I don't like not being able to talk.
This is. Why do you have a book on dragon hordes?
I work for Mr. Crisp. I steal things from him for him.
From him, for
From
him.
I still.
We know what being an adventurer is like.
That's right. He gives me details on the hordes of dragons elsewhere, and I obtain the most expensive parts of the hordes and bring it back here for safekeeping.
Do you now?
Okay. Okay. So you're basically using the school as a front for dragon larceny.
More like a shield.
A shield from what?
Well, I'm not. Mr. Crisp is.
I see. I
don't trust her.
There's
Suddenly things are starting to get a lot more clear.
It sounded
there's a good chance that some dragons have recently caught on to what I've been doing, and Mr. Chris believes they will be sending spies in soon to steal back what's been stolen. And I believe that.
Why weren't we informed of this threat?
Why don't you
Because
just-
two of you are dragonborn.
That changed nothing. We work for the school.
That's right, but unlike the other staff, Mr. Crisp had never interviewed you himself,
Yeah.
which is what I'm doing on his behalf right now.
My family.
Okay. Okay, so Mr. Okay, I see what's going on here. I see what's going on here. So,
Please.
so Mr.
You see that she's lowered a rope down and repeats, please, hand me back my book.
If it's
So, here's the problem we have. If we're to effectively do our job as security, we actually need accurate knowledge of the inventory in the school.
I'll give you a copy once all of this is over.
once what is over.
Okay. And also, wouldn't it be a violation of school rules for Mr. Chris, or you for that matter, or whoever moved the sphere of annihilation, to have potentially endangered students and faculty by altering the waste disposal system?
We obtained special. Mr. Crisp told me he's obtained special permission, and to consider all of this as a, 3 weeks evaluation.
Oh, okay, so...
And why isn't
The-
Clark?
As part of your evaluation, the ability to follow simple commands is one of the things you'll be graded on, Miss.
I would have thought
Mr.
that Clark
Sorry,
would have been the one to do the evaluation.
Clark is not aware of the dragon hordes.
Yeah, you could have lied and said it was for an entirely different reason.
I could have, but I just wanted to make sure you didn't know about any dragons. And informing you means you'll be able to better protect the school against any infiltrators.
And why didn't you reach out for the book beforehand?
Do you think your friend would have handed over the book to someone who hadn't really introduced themselves?
Yeah, we're meeting you just now. In this situation, trapped in a room that's slowly filling with water.
You're now waist deep in the water. All of this becomes difficult terrain, which means it takes you twice as much movement to get through it.
I'm guessing you're in one of our shoulders.
I'm medium sized.
You have a limited amount of time. I would recommend that you hand the book over now, please, Mr. Xeris.
And what if we destroy
Oh, I'm
the
gonna
book?
just climb on the wall.
Wait.
Hmm?
I'm
We
just
pretend to
gonna
destroy
climb
the
on
book.
Oh, nice. Yes. So you are not affected by terrain, and you can also use your spider climb to move around on the ceiling.
And we can
Let-
use our bubbles.
Let me grab the spider like this right here.
We can use our bubbles.
Yeah. Oh,
Is
you have
it-
to breathe underwater.
Yeah, but we're still the water's still waist up.
Yeah. Actually, how does the bubble physically work?
It's just a collar around your.
Oh, okay, it's
thing,
just around
and it,
your
and
head.
It manifested once you're like dipping into the water.
Okay. Yeah, because like when you initially described it, I'm like, wait, is this like just a sphere around?
No, it's just like a collar that manifests
Okay,
in a
so it's
bubble
like-
around
it's-
your head.
It's like one of those like 1930s bubble helmets.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna roll. Can I do an insight check to see, like, if I can tell if this Vespa is trustworthy or not?
Go ahead.
I guess I'll start looking around the room, trying to see what I can find.
16 plus 4 is 20.
Okay. She has not reopened the like door behind you. Right now, you don't have an exit out of this room. Like the only way that you can.
She's doing an insight check.
Yes. This means that you're still in. Like Vesper is purposefully keeping you in danger until she gets the book back. Or maybe beyond until another thing happens. So you're still being kept in a everything you read about her is that she's very calmly putting you in a dangerous situation. So right now, not to be trusted. Right after the evaluation is over, that's a different matter. But right now, yeah.
I can't trust her.
Yeah.
Alright.
You guys take a look around the room, see what we can find.
Okay. Move your character to where you want to be investigating.
Because there's only pipes,
Yeah.
orb in the middle, 5 feet off. What were the grates you said?
Hmm?
Where were the grates you said? That the
The
insects
grates,
escape?
they're gonna be here, here, and here. And they're like high up on the wall, accessible only to someone who's able to.
Oh,
slide
so
up.
they're not on the ground level.
No.
Okay. So that means that the water could potentially even reach up to there.
Yeah, like the water is still rising despite the fact that now the orb is like fully submerged, right? Like the water is coming into this room faster than the orb can destroy it.
This is a tricky
What?
situation.
Can I see anything from where I'm standing? Anything
Uh,
else that I can see besides the grates and the pipes?
Besides what I've described, not make a perception. Make a perception check. Then.
6 plus 4. 6. Perception 5. So I see nothing.
Yeah, you have a -1.
No, it was a 5. I don't got a -1.
Okay, what's the total that you rolled?
Oh, 5.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you don't notice anything.
Okay.
Okay.
How exactly does prestidigitation work?
It works in a lot of different ways.
Yes,
is
well-
how it works.
Okay, so I guess what I'm saying is how passable, because I have multiple books with me listed in my inventory.
Oh.
How passable would it be for me to prestidigitize a different book, send it up to her?
You would need to make a contested deception check against. her perception. But it is doable.
All right, let's see. Okay, I might be able to do this. I might. Are we rolling dueling dice here?
Yep.
Oh boy. So
I rolled poorly, but I have a pretty good skill.
okay, so I got 11.
Okay. So you do your prestidigitation. You tie that book with the rope. You see that like she pulls it up halfway through and says, "I see that our relationship has started started off with a little bit of distrust.
Wait,
That's
no.
that's all right. I can. I hope you survived the last part of your evaluation. I think you will be a good security team if you're able to. And if not, I can just have the book mended off of your bodies. She goes to pull a different lever, and you see some of the pipes that are over here start to rumble. And let me see.
Just in the room, faster.
Okay, I am going to go over to La Raza.
Yeah, the Raza, can you move your character to where you were investigating, please?
Oh,
And Haley, do you want to move the spider rot somewhere else in the room or no?
Yeah. I was hoping to move towards the
Can't move over here?
grate in the ceiling.
Or is that too far?
Mm-hmm.
Is that pretty good?
Yeah, the grate in the ceiling. Which one? Because there's
The
9 of
one that she was just talking to us through.
Got it. So you're right here. The grate is too small for you to fit through in your current form,
Okay.
or in your gnomish form. But you are beneath, sort of like she's not standing on the grate itself. She's standing on the stone ledge in front of it. So she hasn't seen you move to beneath where she is. She's sort of like you're out of line of sight of each other, but you are near enough to her that if you wanted, you could try to do an attack or to grab through the grate at this moment.
You have a poison?
So, real quick, out of this. Yeah. Out of this tube and this tube, you see two shining liquids falling down into the rest of the sewage water. One of them is golden and the other one is green. And as this happens, you see multiple bugs, some of them humanoid, that were hiding outside of the room, burst in through the grids, trying to get to those magic potion liquids. Everybody's gonna need to roll for initiative.
Okay. Would I have been able to put resistance on La Raza by this?
Yes.
Okay, good.
Is it concentration?
I don't believe resistance was concentration.
Please check.
Alright.
What is that?
Yeah, I don't believe either of my...
9 plus, what is it, 2? 10? 11?
It's initiation.
Initiative.
Initiative?
Initiative. What I meant. I got a 13.
I got an 11.
Okay. Okay, so rot 13.
Oh, it is concentration, up to 1 minute.
Sounds good. Raza 11.
Okay, yeah, so you get to roll a 1d4 to any saving throw of your choice.
Oh, okay. And
Yeah. Yeah, and add that to any saving throw of your choice, because I'm like, okay, we're about to get chemicals or stung or something.
So whenever I do a saving throw, I roll a d4.
Yeah, and add that to whatever you're saving.
Oh, okay.
Whereas, and let's see.
So we got 2 humanoid bugs in a room that are scampering towards the liquid.
Yes. The initiative, fun. Let's see, what do I get? Okay, so I got 10.
Yeah, so my stealth is +7.
What do you need? Oh, so she hasn't seen you?
And I feel like I'm much stronger. Yeah. I got a strength of 13 now.
So I know that these look like werewolves.
With a war rat. Were insects.
They're basically like multi-limbed animated cockroaches. Okay. So you have a total of 6 enemies. Two of them are So 4 of them are spider-like in nature. They're just large spiders. Those 2 large ones, they appear to be either cockroaches or ants with 4 limbs each and wearing clubs. So the spiders are going to be the first to act. So this one is going to move into this pool of magic thing, and this one is going to move into this pool of magic thing. They are climbing on the ceiling. Okay, so they are not impaired by the movements of this place. The 2 roaches are trudging through the water at half speed. Okay.
So there's. So there's 4 enemies? 6 enemies.
6 enemies, yes.
And 2 of them are humanoid?
2 of them are human, yes.
Oh,
Okay, cool. So these 2 are gonna move towards they're going to move towards the potions of things. So what sort of potions are they getting themselves into? Okay. Your hands and feet grow webbing, allowing you to travel much faster in water. So this one has just has just gotten a double swim speed, and this one is covered in acid and takes 1 point of damage. So that is it for this little guy. It's already dead. Cool.
So
That's
super weak.
yeah. Xaris, what is your initiative?
10.
Okay. Rod, it is your turn.
So I kind of want to so Kazaras and Laraza are in the same area of the room, right? And
Yep.
they're kind of towards the back in the corner.
Yep.
Okay. I kind of want to. Can I like send out a spray of webbing across the room
Yep.
to try and like trap some of the bugs that aren't spiders in the webbing?
you don't have enough time to set the amount of webbing that you're asking for because it's not in your monster powers. I would allow you to do it if you had like an hour to set up some big webs, right? Not at the moment.
Okay. Can I at least send out enough webbing that I can walk above the water?
You're walking on the ceiling.
Yeah, but like move around the room,
Sure.
like on my webbing.
Yeah, you're allow. I will allow you to drop enough webbing for you to sort of like create what is it called friction on the surface of the water to walk on it.
Dope.
But the orb is going to slowly be
Consuming
dragging that webbing into itself and destroying it.
Okay, so I don't want to do that. How about can I cast webbing on the grating and try and pull the grate off?
Oh, so yeah. From what you understand, it opens on the other side. So you would need to do, I'm gonna say difficulty 16 sleight of hand to try to like get the webbing on the other side to fall into the grate so that you can try to pull it open.
That's really hard.
Well, I mean, difficulty 16 for what roll?
Sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand?
My sleight of hand.
0.
Oh.
No, they're the only spider, so they're the only one who can make that roll in the
Oh.
first place.
Am I close enough to cast chill touch on?
You're Spider-Man now.
Chill touch is a ranged thing at 60 feet, so you are able to cast it on anyone in this room.
But if you cast it, then she'll notice that she's underneath the grate.
Oh right. Also, you can't cast spells in your in your animal forms.
Oh, I
You can only maintain spells,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Which is why you're maintaining bark skin right now.
Well, I want to run because I can't make it through the grate, so I can't.
You can reach for her.
I could reach for her, but I'm a spider. What am I gonna do while reaching for her?
I mean, you have poison attacks. You have
I just have bite.
yeah.
And bite is poison.
Let me check what it does.
It should be poison.
Giant wolf spider. Blah blah blah.
It's a
Yeah,
melee attack.
Yeah, it says melee. It says 1d6 plus 1 poison damage.
But I'm not close enough to bite her. I can't.
Oh no, it's
get,
yeah.
I can't get.
No,
to
you
her.
are. You are. Like
I can get through the grate to bite her.
yes, because she's at the edge of the grate, and you're right underneath where she is. So you can reach up through the grate to attack
Bite her on the toes.
Yeah, it's piercing.
Yeah, it's piercing, and then she makes a difficulty,
11
like
Constitution.
yeah, Constitution save for extra poison damage.
Okay, well I'll do that. I'm gonna try and bite this bitch.
Another thing that you can do, just to let you know, any attack that you can do can be replaced with a grappling attack, which doesn't do any damage but stops the person from moving away. That is also an option that you can that you can do if you so wish.
Oh. Well, I want to do that because I don't really want to hurt her. I just want to keep her from going away so we can talk to her. Oh wait, but she doesn't have the right book, right? Does she think she has the right book?
No, she does not. It didn't work. Because we did dueling die, and I guess I.
Not by a lot, but I won.
Yeah. Okay. I'll do the. I'm gonna try and keep her.
No, grapple.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Make an attack roll.
That one.
That's fine. Okay. You fall into the waters.
Hot damn.
Wait, where's she from?
right here.
Oh, close to the fucking water.
Okay. Okay, you try to reach, you overextend. She sort of like shoos you away with her boot, catches you off balance. You fall into the waters. All right. Rot. So all of you are able to see. Okay, so that is your action, and your. Do you want to move? Do you want to do? You don't have any bonus actions as a spider, but do you want to move?
Yeah, I fell into the water in front of the sphere of annihilation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to swim away from the sphere of annihilation.
Okay. What is your movement in feet as the?
So the speed says 40.
Okay. Does it say climb?
Yes.
Does it say anything? Does it say anything else for walking speed?
Well, it says 40, 40 climbing.
Okay, cool. So you can move 20 feet, which is 4 squares, because you're now in difficult terrain because you're in the water.
Okay, so do I need to roll?
Nope.
Wait, how much do I move? I'm sorry.
You can move 4 squares.
Okay.
So
And the
we'll move
spiders are
towards
still
us.
on the ceiling. Yeah, I'll move towards my teammates. What are the things in the water again?
So these are the grates that are producing random potions, acids, or poisons.
And those are on the ceiling.
Yeah, those are on the ceilings.
Yeah, I'm gonna move towards
so
my crew.
This one, this one is producing acid right now, but this one is producing a potion of that doubles your swim speed.
Oh, well, I'm gonna move towards that then.
Okay.
You'll be close to the.
1, 2, 3, 4. So, because everything is being drained towards the sphere of annihilation, you are bathed into it at the end of your movement. You now have 40. You now have like basically you don't consider water to be difficult terrain anymore.
All right.
Okay.
Cool. I can swim.
She's a
like
diving
champ.
spider, not a wolf spider now.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody here can see that this cockroach reaches 2 of its hands towards the sphere of annihilation, and on its turn, it's going to be the last to act, but it is going to try to drag the sphere to rot. All right, Laraza, you're next.
Well, I guess I'll try to get the potion as well.
You're
No.
really far from the potion.
True.
Yeah, you're really far. That's.
True.
Do you have a ranged weapon?
I got a short bow.
It's gonna have to be me, isn't it?
It's not your turn though.
Well, I mean, because I actually have the crossbow, which.
Oh. Faster?
Well, no, it's just that, like.
The
I mean,
terrain.
could he use the short bow right now?
Sure.
He can? Okay.
Sure. I'll try to use short bow and shoot the cockroach.
Okay. Which one?
The one that's holding his hand out towards the orb.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll.
Try to at least cut off his concentration off.
Yep.
17.
Nice.
17 hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
It's a D4 plus 3.
Yeah.
No, sorry. D4. No, it's a D6. Because I'm using the short bow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's correct.
2.
Plus your dexterity modifier, that's 4 piercing damage. Okay.
Yep, 4.
Shit. Okay, so you did 4 damage. That is.
So at least throw his concentration off.
Cool. That is your turn. Sorry. That is your attack. You have your bonus action and your movement. So, just to let you know, everything is. This potion is being dragged towards here, right? So the whole line between this and this has the potion. If you are able to, this is you.
Yeah.
If you're able to move, so like your movement would be 3 squares in difficult terrain.
Oh, okay.
But if you use your bonus action to dash, you could get here and get the benefits of the potion as well.
I guess I'll do that. I'll dash towards rock.
Okay, you can reach here, here, or here. Well, sorry, here or here.
I'm right behind her, I guess.
Yeah. So you are 15 feet away from the orb, which means somebody needs to pass their check to hit you with the orb. Okay. So you're also at full speed in water now.
Okay.
Zarius.
Okay. Well, I got.
So the cockroach isn't down yet?
No.
Okay.
But he's no longer trying to get the orb.
Oh no, he's still trying. Like
Oh, yeah.
it's not constant. Like I'm just warning you that was what he was going to try to do.
Oh, okay.
They are intelligent enough to be able to be aware that they can move this thing and how to attempt it.
Okay. I'm trying to think if there is anything useful I can actually do right now that wouldn't break my concentration or resistance.
Any spell that you can cast that isn't concentration is still will still keep the resistance going.
Yeah. Oh no, I would probably need minor illusion to do that.
What spell do? Yeah. What spells do you have prepared?
I have Prestidigitation, Resistance, False Life, and Identify. Because I don't get any new spells at second level.
Yeah.
I just get my infusions.
Okay.
But it's like, I don't think any of my alchemist tools are going to be helpful.
Wait, and during all this, she's still up there watching us?
She's moved. She's actually moved back onto a ladder to be able to observe this from a safer distance after the attack from the rods.
But she's still watching us?
Yeah.
Oh.
After the attempted
It's not good.
I am so sorry that you keep rolling that once.
I'm not suspicious.
Yeah, I was kind of good at that. Yeah, but I didn't go to that far.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to down my 2 good berries.
Okay. That's that's your bonus action.
Just to like
Oh yeah, they still don't
get my hit points. So each of those is 1 hit point?
Yep.
Okay. So at least get me up to 10. And then okay, so I got that. I got high AC. I'm not really near anything. Would I have to break concentration to use my crossbow?
No, absolutely not. The only thing that breaks your concentration is either damage taken or casting another concentration spell.
Okay, I will attempt to crossbow at that guy.
Okay.
Slummy one.
Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Alright.
Well, 17.
17.
You
Oh,
hit.
and my crossbow gets +1, so that's 18.
Yeah, you hit.
Alright, so I do 1d8 damage. Let's
Nice.
hope this gets a good roll. Oh! 8!
8!
Hell yes.
8! 8 damage!
Hell yes. So
So that's like right on the target.
yeah, you pierce one of his hands with the crossbow bolt, rendering it useless. That was your bonus action. Your action. Would you like Gazaris to move?
You can only move 4, right?
3.
3.
Yeah, I can only move 3. I'm trying to see. Okay, you guys are over there, and this one's near the one that's putting out acid, right?
Yes, the acid is coming out of this thing right here.
Okay.
And it, like, just to let you know, every time that something is pouring, it is heading towards the orb of annihilation. So there's acid in this whole line, and there's swimming potion in this whole line.
Okay, I'm going to move towards this one.
Okay.
You're gonna try
Cool.
to see if you
Yeah.
push him towards the acid.
Yeah, also, I have resistance to acid.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I have resistance to acid, so if anyone is going to be near the acid, I'm the safer bet.
This one is going to move. Let's see. Yeah. He's going to move towards you. Let's see. He doesn't have any reason to try to move the orb, so he is going to dash. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Does that
And
put
then-
him in the line of the poison?
No, he safely avoids it. 1, 2,
No, that's
3, and 4. He moves. He dashes to be to put you between him and the orb of annihilation, and that's his turn. This other one is going to first attempt to move the orb of annihilation. I've got an intelligence of -1, so I need to roll a natural 20. Natural 1. Oh my goodness.
Nice.
I don't know. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh,
Oh, boy.
no!
Oh,
You completely failed.
I think you know what's gonna happen.
Am I gonna die?
With the natural 1, the orb disappears and reappears exactly on top of him. So he's going to take the full 4d10 damage. Oh, actually, hold on. He gets 1 dexterity saving throw. 10. He has a +2. That's a 12. It's a difficulty 13. So he takes all 4d10 points of damage. Okay, that is 10. Ooh, that is 21 points of damage. He was at 21. You see that like the orb appears in his chest, and just by like the pull of this like mini black hole, he gets compressed and just vanishes into it.
Oh,
So
God!
this completely changes the flow of the current.
Yep, it changes the flow of the current towards to be towards you. This is the end of that. This is the end of that turn. The acid and the other things stop spouting their potions, and 2 new potions are going to be thrown by 2 different pipes.
Oh no.
This is fun.
Yeah.
I like that.
Okay, so this one is going to start. Oh my gosh, it's spewing it in the direction of those 2 spiders. Okay, cool.
Nice.
And
Or not.
5.
Depending what the
So
potion is.
2,
Oh, yeah, true.
3, 4, and this one is gonna start spewing it in this direction.
So there's no more acid or
There's no more acid or
swimming potion?
something else. So
But
the
do we
first,
still have the effect of the potion?
hmm?
We still have the effect of the potion?
Yes, you keep the effects.
Okay.
Cool. Potion generator website. Tell me, okay. Oh boy.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Oh no.
So I rolled for this one first. It says your skin begins to harden at an alarming rate. You are turned to stone for 1d4 hours.
So those spiders are stoned?
Yeah, those spiders are stone.
And they just sink.
Actually, all of the enemy, all of the remaining enemy spiders.
Wait, I'm the spider.
No, you're this
No,
spider.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You're not inside of the
Radius.
this thing's.
Okay, good.
Oh my gosh, I rolled so poorly. Oh no, they're all turned to stone. My gosh, this combat is going very, very poorly for me.
Oh, that was convenient.
Oh boy.
Clunk.
Oh boy. Okay. and this one starts to spew this sort of like silvery substance that falls from the ceiling like faster than liquid has any right to move without being magically propelled, and it moves super fast across the like it's
Quicksilver.
like it's sliding on top of the water towards the orb of annihilation. We don't know what its effects do because it is not touching anything on its way to this thing. But okay, I'm taking those 3 stoned spiders out of the fight, which means you only have 1 enemy left on the battlefield. My goodness! That was curse you, potion generator website. Curse you. Okay, it is the spider's turn, and on their turn they are fucking stoned. Rot.
Okay.
I guess you could hit your right on me. It's like,
Can
I think she could do that, right? Hit your right on me, and I'll move.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if I know what the potion is?
Yes, go ahead.
I'm not going to.
Oh, you're a spider though, so how would it tell us what it is?
It
Difficult.
might not tell you, but I could go get it. How difficult is it?
I'm gonna say 15.
3.
Yeah.
5.
You can't tell what it is without trying it.
Oh
Okay.
boy.
Mmm, tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so.
No, it's still my turn.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah.
it is my turn.
And then it's Leraza's turn.
You're last. You rolled low.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, so I think I'm just going. Can I dash? I want to dash across
For sure.
the room to try and get closer to
You can get in millimeter range because you have 40 feet of movement unimpeded, so that's 8 squares. 1, 2, well, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. You can definitely be either on this side. You can be under this pipe. You can
Okay, question. As a spider, do I still have my circle of spores?
So it says you keep class features, so you will have your circle of spores as long as it's not the bit that you need to spend a shape shifting.
Yeah, that's a different thing. So circle of spores.
Yes.
So would that activate when I get into range with him?
No, it would activate when he gets into range with you or starts his turn in there,
Okay.
which he will.
So do I have any other action? Because dashing was my action.
You can bite.
Okay, yeah, I totally want to bite him.
Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Bite this bitch.
And it's a poison bite too.
13.
Hell yes.
13 plus 1. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. Here. Nope.
Giant wolf spider.
Oh yeah, here.
So plus 3 H and 5 R. So the reach is 5 plus 3 to hit. So you add you rolled a 13. That's a 16 total. 16 hits. So
And doesn't it get poisoned too?
yeah. What is the okay? So it says 1d6 for the damage.
1d6 plus 1.
Okay. And then there's a Go ahead and roll that first.
4 plus 1, 5.
Okay.
And then, what's the next part?
The Constitution saving throw that I have to pass.
Yeah, it's 11, and you roll 2d6, I believe.
I pass. Does it say that it halves the damage if I pass?
Yeah, half.
Okay. So just roll 1d6 for me.
4.
Cool. I take 9 damage total from your bite. So you're able to you've grown webbing between your spider legs, and so you're able to move across the water super deftly. You get to it, you bite it, and as you do, it says, brother, sister, why do you attack me? We're on the same side. hasn't identified that you're not just another one of the spiders here. Cool.
Oh, so it thinks I'm a spider.
Yeah. That is your that is your action and your movement. Laraza, it is you.
Alright. Well, first I move. I can move normally, right?
Yep.
How many spaces can you move?
6.
6.
So you can sort of get to here, but not in melee range with it,
So I can talk to
because
the
you were here.
Oh, okay, so
Yes.
it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
Like with the rats.
Yeah, but I'm a spider, not a
And
cockroach.
So yeah, you could have gotten to this one.
Bugs.
You will be right beneath the pipe.
Okay, my bad, my
Oh,
bad.
boy,
I assumed
I-
too soon.
Kind of
Yeah,
don't
I'm guessing
like
that,
that.
like everything
Huh?
in class
I kind of don't
arthropodia.
like that because I'm afraid that the next potion is gonna hit me straight off.
Okay. But
It's a risk you'll have to take.
You
You can bonus
debate
action
whether or not
dash if
velvet
you'd
worms
like.
fall in later.
okay.
Or can I hold that action?
You can't hold
Bonus
a
action.
bonus action.
Oh, okay. I guess so. Yeah. No, but then that'll be. Would I still be able to attack if I use the dash?
Say again?
Would I still be able to attack if I use a dash?
Yes, because the dash is a cunning action for you
Alright,
as a
and
rogue.
I'll move like right behind him
Okay, cool.
with the dash, and I would slash him in with the dagger of venom.
Okay. You haven't. Usually you need to tell me this, but
Oh, okay.
you need. It takes an action for you to produce the black poison that's on it. So usually you want to say that before a fight, right?
Oh, okay.
And it only lasts for 1 minute. But because he still has the like shield that lasts for 1 minute of being hit by the potion, I would allow you, if you say like, for this time, to have declared it before this fight that you wanted to have the dagger. But in the future, you have to tell me like before the fight
Okay.
starts. Does that sound good?
But it only lasts a minute.
Yeah, and for a single attack anyway.
Oh, okay.
So, do you want to have activated it previously? Sure. Okay. Cool.
Yes.
All right. Make an attack roll.
20. 5. But it's just an attack, right?
With you have a +5 on your dagger,
So it's a 10.
so that does not hit.
Oh.
That is your turn, Xeris.
Okay, I'm going to use my infused +1 sickle on him.
Nice.
Since I am like literally right there.
Yep.
Which has a +5 to attack. So
11.
16. That hits.
yeah, 16, and it only does 1d4 damage.
But it does do 1d4 plus your dexterity modifier or your strength modifier, and the +1 because it is an enchanted +1 sickle.
Okay, yes, there's a reason I put an extra +1 there. Okay, so let's see, I got +2 to strength. So good. Okay, strength. Let's see, that's 4 damage. Okay, that's could have been better, but that's
You know what?
You reach beneath the carapace. You stick you're able to slide your sickle. The thing screams, spurting white blood into the filthy waters of this place. Cool. Action. Do you want to move? Do you want to use a bonus action?
I will. Well, no. If I move, I'm gonna do an attack of opportunity. So no, I will not move.
Okay, cool. So the creature sees you as its. Okay, so
Wait,
the
don't forget that
Yeah.
on its turn, it takes 1d4 necrotic damage.
cool. Go ahead and roll your d4. Okay, so it is vulnerable to necrotic, so it takes 2 points of necrotic damage.
So many ones.
So you see that like its giant pupil-less eyes you see when some of your spores touch it, it sort of like sizzles and it screams in pain. Okay, that's so it's starting its turn. It sees the state of things, sees that you're the most wounded because of the trap. So, in an attempt to get in an attempt to get your allies to focus on you while it can move to a place where a potion will empower it better, it is going to try to deal a killing blow before it moves out of range with everyone. So,
Good luck on that roll.
oh yeah, your defenses.
Is that a 1?
So basically, it literally just bounces off the shield and back into its face.
It drops its hammer. So my strategy for this fight is that I gave them hammers because if you have a certain feat, you can push people 5 feet every time you land a bludgeoning attack. My plan was like, oh, they're gonna push you into the sphere of annihilation, right?
But the sphere is all,
The sphere is
across the
very
room.
far away at this point.
And keep rolling one.
And it rolled a 1. It has multi-attack, but it is going to have to rely on its bite attack instead. 3 plus 3 is 6. It does not hit you. Cool. As it like fails to fight you, dangerous adventurers, it is going to sink itself into the water and try to flee from you, which means you can do attacks of opportunities if you still have your reaction. Does it spend your reaction to... Okay, so Leraza and Xaris, you both get an attack of opportunity as it tries to leave for 1, 2, 3, 4. It reaches the grate that is its exit, but it does not get through it.
Okay, so wait. It triggers attack of opportunity?
Yes, from both of you.
So we roll a... Where's my...
D20?
D20.
Oh, here.
Let's see.
13.
13 plus
19.
5 is 18.
18. Both of you hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Alrighty. This is gonna be.
It's
I think it's probably not the D20.
that's 4.
Okay, 2 plus 1.
Nice.
4.
Wait. Okay, so it's 2 plus 1 plus another 2, so that's 5 damage from me.
Wait, the opportunity. I got a 4. Then wait, what'd you get 5?
4 damage?
I did 2 plus 1 plus another 2, so yeah, 4.
That would be 5.
That would be 5.
Oh, yeah.
What did I get?
5.
2 plus 1 plus 2, right?
Yeah, yes.
Wait,
yes.
what was he getting his plus? Plus his
5 damage.
Okay, so you're attacking with your dagger.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So we have plus 5.
Yeah. So with the 17 you roll, that hits. So you roll 1d4
1d4.
plus 3.
So it's 4 plus 3?
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7.
7 points of damage. Okay.
Wow, you guys, 12 points of damage.
All right, it is almost dead. All right, for my d8s for the last run, for the last round, I rolled a 1 and a 2. So the two things that are producing potions are this one and this one. The first one produces a gray, slow substance that sinks to the bottom of the pool before it starts being dragged towards the sphere of annihilation.
Where is it coming from?
It's coming from this one. Okay. The second one is a bright red of a healing potion, and it's right in front of the free queen of the cockroach. All right. The spiders are stoned on their turn. I'm not gonna count you as being automatically hit by the potion that's here, Xaris.
So technically would have rolled this way.
Yeah, but it was rolling towards here, so it would have hit those squares, right? Not this square. Okay. Cool. So, Rot, you're the first to act.
Okay. And so, did the cockroach get away?
Huh?
Did the cockroach get away?
No, it's still in the room. It's just right next to the grate that is its exit.
Now, can I use my webbing to like get from the water to the ceiling?
You can.
I got another idea.
You
that?
could use hers as a jump pad too. You know.
How far can you shoot webbing?
She can't.
Oh, she can't.
Sorry, they can't.
Like,
It's not an option in the character sheet. I'm just allowing it to be used.
okay.
It's
A
movement.
little bit because it makes sense.
Well, hold up. So if I dash, I get 8 squares, right?
Yes. No, you get 8 squares basic because you still have the webbing.
Okay, so what if I dash?
Then you could get 16 squares. But 8 squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Like, you can still get to this thing and even into the healing potion by
Avoiding that.
sidestepping this one.
That's what
if
I want to do.
Okay, cool.
So I want to get in the healing potion and I want to get
1,
close enough.
2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
Okay. And I want to try and... Do we want to kill this thing? Should I try? I'm going to try and talk to him.
Okay.
Can I talk to him?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
You heal for 5 HP.
Nice. Yeah, I want to try and talk to him and tell him that, like, hey, we've been trapped here. We really didn't mean to hurt you. We were just trapped in this room, and you're attacking us. But
It's the Room of Wonders. It's ours.
it's not a room of wonders.
it's not a room of wonders. Why do you guys? So you guys, these potions come out of these pipes often?
I won't tell you anything.
Okay. None. What do you think? Should I buy them? Or I'm gonna. Can I grapple him? I want to grapple him and keep him from leaving.
Yeah. Go ahead and make your attack roll. I remembered now. It's grapples is a contested athletics check. So that's what you should be rolling instead of an attack.
Okay.
I'm also pretty sure that, like, in that state, the roach person should probably.
Be at our disadvantage, maybe?
Because you're a spider, you don't have webbing set into place to give you advantage. So just a regular.
20.
Okay.
Nice.
Finally.
Natural 20. Okay, yeah. You tie him up Spider-Man style, fully like immobilize him and like stick him to the wall. You see that like with one of its mandibles is trying to reach where with one of its legs it's trying to reach where the red liquid of the healing potion is to try to like heal itself, but it can't. And that is it for oh no, actually that's not it for this fight. It is fully immobilized, unable to do any physical actions. That is your turn, Rot. Laraza and Theris. You now have a captured enemy. What would you like to try to do?
Oh.
So we're no longer in our initiative.
No.
Okay. So.
So basically bites.
Wait. So, that's a medium-sized creature, right?
Yep.
I say we all go through that grate. It
With
was
him
going
in tow.
to. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So it is stuck to the grate right now.
Oh.
Because of the spider stuff.
So we can't go through it?
Not for this one.
But
We could
is
go-
there another grate in the room? That's
Yes.
like
Yes, but the sphere of annihilation is in front of it.
Well, there's another one right here.
There's another one there too.
Yeah. That's correct.
Okay.
Are they still spreading out potions?
They are, but the potions haven't changed this turn.
I guess we'll move. Casares, you should move towards that potion too.
Yeah, you need some of them.
Yeah. I'm all right. I'm definitely gonna get healing.
Do you want to go through the grey potion first?
No, absolutely not.
All right.
I feel like the great potion is the sludge.
The gray potion looked the opposite of the other potion, and that worries me.
It is. You all realize it is the same color as the potion that petrified the spiders, except this one for some reason works for 1d4 days instead of 1d4 hours.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Definitely want to avoid that.
Yeah.
Wait.
Okay.
Did you want to move or do anything?
Is
So,
there a safe way for me
Zaris-
to collect that potion in my water skin by any chance?
Yeah. You put. Okay. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as it's pouring from a pipe above you, and you're trying to hold your water skin
What?
to take in.
If I use my crowbar to hold
Wait,
to
you
hold
want
it,
to save the damaging
Sure.
potion, not the healing potion?
we can use it to petrify any other enemy.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay, cool. So you take your crowbar, you hold your water skin. There's a chance of splashes. So difficulty 8 dexterity saving.
And that's a D10.
Yeah.
M20.
Just difficulty 8.
7. Plus
What's your dexterity bonus is plus
4.
2. So yeah, you
It's
pass.
plus 4.
Yeah. So you're able to save yourself from getting any splashes of that thing. Your crowbar and your water skin turn to stone, which makes both of them absolutely useless. you can take them off of your character sheet, my dude. Nice try.
That didn't work.
Nice try. I'm not giving you a potion that paralyzes people for 1d4 days. Not that easily.
Oh well. It was a try.
You dangled something that dangerous in front of players that they could just potentially grab up.
Okay, so
I need everyone to make a perception check for me.
can I try and talk to the cockroach again?
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
6.
1.
Natural
8
one?
plus. Is it perception?
Yeah.
8 plus a 9.
I rolled another 1. I can't believe it. I think it's
Cool. Nothing in particular is happening. Cool. So you're
Wait,
talking.
is she still watching us? Man?
Huh?
She's still up there watching us.
Yeah,
she is.
Yeah, she is.
I'm gonna talk to the cockroach again and be like, "You're trapped. We're gonna leave this room without you unless you can tell us why you and the rats are feuding. What's the feud between you and the rats?
They want our miracles.
Why can't you guys share?"
I gave you my answer. Free me.
No, man. You're trapped. I'm the one here who's in control.
Make an intimidation check. Okay. So Leraza, both of the other characters are like just in front of it speaking. It produces answers in broken common, so you're able to hear to understand the answers that it gives to the spider talk of rots.
Oh, okay.
Do you
I
wanna
rolled an
move?
18.
Yeah.
I rolled 17 plus 1 is 18.
Okay. We've been competing for, before memory was capable in our brains for the resources of the sewers. But now we're stronger, smarter, and those miracles, they could bring even more power to us.
Or they could bring disaster.
Just like what happened to your friends. They got turned to stone.
Insects are able to produce new generations much faster than the rats are. Those are simple sacrifices for our upcoming glory.
And what glory is this?
We will conquer the sewers, and then the world can't be that much bigger than the sewers themselves, can it?
You'd be surprised.
You have no idea, do you?
I've not had ideas for very many days, so no.
There's fire.
Admittedly.
There's.
Everybody make a perception check.
Oh boy.
Okay, I got 15.
15 as well.
Okay. The difficulty is 21.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Oh
Perception?
no.
Yeah.
Wait, is the water still rising?
I
wa-
rolled
the
a
water-
21.
You rolled a 21?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. So,
Nice.
you realize it's been failing, but it's its second turn of failing while moving, to move the orb of annihilation, which means the orb of annihilation is right behind Xaris. and
Wait,
one
who has been moving this thing?
the cockroach, he doesn't need his hands free. You can attempt it with your mind. That's like, and so basically like he was one turn away from, if he passed, not only passing the orb through Xaris but also to himself. Which, if he survived, would have at least destroyed the webbing.
Alright, let's get the fuck out of here. Can I detach him and like keep the webbing on him and like stick him to my
I do not think we should keep him around.
back? Okay.
I do not.
Yeah.
I do not.
You-
This is.
He's unable to stop you when you slash his throat, and he dies.
Alright, let's get out of here.
You see that the orb is now in a spot where, if you were to fail the roll, like if you were to place yourself strategically and then fail the roll, you would be able to simply.
Yes, but if we roll a 1.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you do have a 5% chance of having it appear inside of your bodies like that.
You know what? Wait, is there a way to do like an aid another on that with the goal of failing?
You know what? With the goal of failing but limiting the one, I will allow it.
Okay.
So
Okay.
one of you can roll 2d20s, and as long as both of them are not a 1, you're going to you would successfully be putting the sphere back into its spot.
I'm afraid.
11.
So,
So-
as long as we don't roll a 1.
19.
So you place yourself in strategically to be able to draw the orb like right here, and then back here to bring it back into its spot.
Wow. Good job.
And as you do so, you see that it rests between those two pipes, and it starts like it has immense suction, right? And through the pipes, you see that the water starts to rush in faster and faster because of its placement, and suddenly the water lowers. The whole sewers have everything drawn to it almost immediately, and you hear as the grid above your head gets unlocked and a rope ladder gets thrown down by Mankos, and she says, "Congratulations, you've successfully survived your probation period."
So this was a test. You're in line. Wait, oh, are you? Or is she still in line?
Well, I mean, the thing is like given the politics of the school, we did not know what level of trust to give this person who has us trapped in the room with
Potential
what may
death.
or may not be the most dangerous magical artifact in the school.
Though to look at it, if we didn't survive this, then that means that we weren't actually capable enough to save the school, to protect the school.
Yes.
You don't need to worry about the rats or the roaches. We've had an incident where the orb was moved in the past, some 30 years ago, I was told. After the orb was put back into place, within a couple of days, they had the old rats and the old insects had died, and the new generations formed weren't exposed to magical potions and were hence not magical in any way. The threat will die out
Eventually.
in a couple of days, and they're too focused on their ward for it to be a danger. So.
All right.
I'd say
Good job,
that's
team.
Relieving and sad.
Now,
They will keep existing as simple creatures.
just not alchemical ones.
Yes.
Why did Indominus feel like he had to put us through this test?
To test your skills.
Is this why he's so? Actually, I won't say that.
It's the only. He told me that he was. That when you came to him for magical objects, he was able to observe that you are good at planning, and you got some extra points for asking. But the only reason that he made it so easy for you all to get those objects was because he knew that I would be able to recover them if you died.
Makes sense.
Of course. Well, I suppose we should make sure any of them that got soiled are nice and clean before getting them back to him.
You see that as you climb the road ladder, she reaches down, like pulls you up. If you extend your arms, showing that she has like pretty
Strong grip.
very strong grip. She taps you each on the shoulder as you come in and says, "I hope this does not develop into any hard feelings. I was acting on orders, and I was asked to appear more tough than I'm usually asked to be with the rest of the staff."
Fun. No
Well-
hard feelings.
Well, I think that there hasn't been any I think that nothing hasn't been done that we can't build trust on from in the future.
As long as you guys won't be testing us since we passed the probationary period.
We did.
At least not with anything like the Orb of Annihilation.
At least nothing as deadly as that.
Yeah.
If you don't wish to be exposed to the cold of Mr. Cripp's office, I can return the magical objects for you. Otherwise, we should be done here. The ladder, the exit is this way. She shows like metal rungs that exit out of the sewers.
Will we have more cooperation from Indominus in the future since we have proven ourselves
We could
as
probably turn
worthy
in
of
the-
trust?
I think it'd be better if you turn in the
That's not for me to say, but once I passed my own probation period, I was able to get financiers for different mundane objects and be able to ask for
Well,
specific magical items, as long as it pertained to stealing from other dragons and enriching Mr. Crisp.
Alright, so as long as we do our jobs and ask
I
for
think
things with
I still think we should turn in the artifacts in
Um,
ourselves.
You know what? How about we make an arrangement? I will return the book to you upon you helping me learn. You said it was abyssal.
Yes, I take my notes in Abyssal.
Yes. Upon you teaching me abyssal.
I'm not a teacher. I can pull some strings to have another teacher try to teach it to you, but that's it's a whole entire language, and I'm too busy with my job of stealing from dragons to. I'm usually away from the school.
Okay. Okay.
What's your riddle again?
So this basically, I think, solves my riddle of
It does.
the book with the.
Your mystery is solved. You're 2 mysteries away from leveling up again.
Yes.
I think if I finish my mystery.
So what is it then?
So.
Why is it like that?
Yeah,
Because-
she was taking notes in the book.
Oh,
Yeah.
she was taking notes in the book.
Yeah, no.
Gotcha.
I was.
This-
See, I was thinking, it's like, okay, so now that I know she's on the level, I can get the book back, but I could also leverage this to add another language to my language skill.
Yeah. So.
And Abyssal in a magical school could be useful.
Yeah. Tell you what. I think that like it's her book, so she doesn't need to be negotiating with you, but she will arrange for y'all to take classes in Abyssal. So over the course of the next time skip that we're gonna have after this
We can add Abyssal
this
to
adventure,
our-
you can use your off time to learn Abyssal.
Alright.
Yay!
Do that.
That's like you won't be able to investigate anything with your off time or befriend any character, but you all have the option for this one time only to learn Abyssal thanks to your off time.
Oh, okay.
I feel like that's a opportunity you can't really pass up.
And I mean, Draconic, Dwarvis, Abyssal, that's a pretty good strategic
Yeah, for sure.
setup of
I'll have-
language skills.
I
Common,
got-
Gnomish, Druidic, and
You
Abyssal.
got dragon.
You
Draconic.
you all emerge from the sewers in a grid, well concealed in some bushes, but like in the garden. Now knowing how easy it is to actually access the sphere of annihilation, you see that there's a bunch of locks and magical defenses on the grid itself to stop students from like going down there, and a tarp is placed on top of the lower grids in the antechamber to stop anyone from seeing that there is an orb of annihilation down there. But you've emerged victorious, and that's going to be it for today's session.
Oh my gosh.
Congratulations.
Good job, team. That was very fortunate on the way that you rolled it.
Oh yeah. Like my luck on rolling on those random magic potions and stuff, terrible.
Well, I mean, that's the thing with like a D100 table is usually there's so many options.
Yeah, some of them are gonna be really good, and some of them are gonna be really bad.
Yes, and some of them are going to be so sideways that you don't know what it's going to do if you actually roll it.
Yeah.
We were super fortunate to get that healing.
But I like
love this.
it was great that you kept your optimism and you kept doing rolls even after your couple of nat ones, because if you hadn't been rolling the perception, you wouldn't like Zaris might be dead from the sphere of annihilation, right?
Roll a new character.
Because I was like, oh shit, I'm fully trapped, but there is a non-physical action I can do that will probably kill those people.
Oh god.
And so like, as a GM, I was like, oh yeah, this is great. They're gonna convert, they're gonna be talking to him right next to him. So even if I'm just bringing the orb towards me, I'm still putting everybody in danger. And you were rolling so poorly on the dice rolls. Yeah.
Until that one.
So like that's my star, is that like you had some pretty bad rolls, but you didn't like give up hope. You kept going with the stuff. And I guess my wish is for your luck to balance back out eventually. That's a lot of nat ones.
Knock on
Beginner's
wood.
luck my ass. Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh. No, that's a veteran's luck.
Oh my gosh, that's just
There was I just loved your cautiousness with something that like I was whispering the voice. I was being creepy on purpose, and you were like, I'm gonna try and reach out. And like there was a chance that if you'd failed your dexterity saving throw, that you would have stabbed yourself, and I would have given you the poison damage on top, right? Because like it just makes
sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. But like you were willing to take a risk, and you got a pretty nice dagger out of it. If I say so myself.
Dagger of venom.
I think my wish is like to see more of like how as a rogue you sort of like edge up between trust and distrust when it comes to other characters and things like that. I think for you, Zaris, the star has to be that like you saw that this was a gimmick fight with potions and with the Orb of Annihilation, and as an artificer, I knew there was a chance that you'd be like, oh, I'm gonna use the orb every instance that I can get, because if I just roll in that 20, I can just move it around to wherever I want. And you resisted the temptation to do the very like magical experiment artificer thing.
Of course he had to after that one. He's like, nope.
I wanted to make that nat 1 be like it's not in the rules that's what happens if you roll a nat 1, but I wanted it to matter in a way that was pretty catastrophic for that cockroach. So but yeah, and my wish is to see so you're finding out more and more about artifacts that are spread out in the school. So there's a chance that like down the line you'll be like, oh shit, we need the Orb of Annihilation for this thing, and you'll come back to it. So my wish is to see how you're able to like you go back to those things in the future to do some fun stuff. All right. Any stars and wishes for me? Well,
the fighting scene.
The fighting scene?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I thought we were gonna have a difficult time, honestly.
I thought so too. I also we were both wrong.
I saw the organization and the monsters that were able to control. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
I was actually trying to plan a way around that.
I was like, okay, is this gonna be a TPK session? Like
total player kill.
Yes.
Total party kill.
Total party kill.
Yes. I was like,
would you allow that? Would you do that?
If the rolls were poor enough and like there was a chance. I mean, like if this was a very like gimmicky fight. So like depending on where you were standing when the different pipes were activated and what I rolled.
Good thing I wasn't standing under the pipe.
Yeah, you were like if you hadn't dashed, you would have been right under the pipe when the petrification potion.
Yeah, but like 4 days.
And like I rolled the dice and I was surprised. Like, oh shit, the 1 and the 2, those are the ones like on the if I'm considering it as a clock, those are the 2 closest to the action and stuff. So I was really hoping one of you would like just be like, oh, surely the great potion, it might be beneficial, and just step through and get
over the healing potion. Yeah, right. Yeah, I really like my stars, like how like complicated or like how many different aspects of the fight there was, so we had to constantly be like keeping in consideration many things while making our decisions on our actions.
Yeah.
And yeah, my wish is definitely that my luck with the dice throwing is
Okay.
Please, D&D gods, hear my prayer.
You need the god of luck for that.
What is your wish? Thing?
For me to find out more of my clue.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that too, for sure.
I want to finish that up for that room.
I also want to add 1 star. Your reaction to the Board of Trustees do not awaken. Like your reaction was like, oh, on top of being super creepy that they're sleeping in the sewers. Like it's the Board of Trustees, so just no.
No! That's why I was like, no. Nothing good could possibly come of that.
I was tempted to go in and sneak in and see what it was.
Yeah. No, if this was like some sort of live action thing, I would have been like pushing like Damien's character, like nope.
No, you would have grabbed me from the legs. I'd be like, ooh.
Yeah, Damien was dead set on trying to.
Yes, I was dead set on going in there.
He like wanted to go investigate the mysterious
I'm
party.
I was like, hey, it's a sign to telling me, a rogue, do not enter.
It's like,
And usually that means there's treasure.
Right.
it's like no.
Let's go into the room
It's
that
like-
Haley learned of because she rolled a nat 1. Great idea.
What is that why we found that?
Yeah,
No,
I rolled a nat 1.
No. The nat 1 was for the feast. This was a
Oh.
successful check, but that doesn't. That like I was giving you information. The successful check didn't mean it's safe to go in there.
Yeah.
The successful check was I'm giving you new pieces of information that you're noticing. About the way the school works and things like this.
So the board of trustees are living in the basement,
Sewers.
are living in the sewers.
Sewer dwellers.
Yeah. Gee.
So are they Dominus Chris' boss?
They're everybody's boss.
They run the background of
Like-
the show.
Trustees, they're like a board of what are they called? When you have a shareholders board, right? You can have a CEO in a company, but the CEO can get booted out if the people who own market shares of the company get together and they're like, hey, this is not good for our finances, so we're gonna replace you with somebody different, right?
Oh,
That's how those things work, right? So like at UT, the headmaster isn't like the final authority, right? It's like I don't think they're called the board of trustees, but you remember in the last big meeting that we had, they were talking about like the people who meet like maybe once every 6 months that could decide to get us all a raise. That's the board of trustees.
okay.
Star and Wish.
Star, I definitely love sort of in all the encounters that we've had so far, how much of like a set piece it is.
We can visualize.
Yeah, because that's something that as like a GM I'm not always the best at.
Yeah.
Like I sort of like I think of like situations
Yes.
and I'll be like, okay, what can I put in this situation? But I don't always think of it as sort of like a set piece, as sort of like,
I've just seen some amazing stuff being done on Dimension 20, which is a D&D show where they have like professional figurine makers and miniaturists that make the sets really interesting, and so you will have lots of sets that are like high up in the air and that have like high drops, so you need to take into account that your character could fall, or like fights in a skater rig, or like high-speed chases with stuff like that. So there's this idea that like the place where you're having the fight has a huge impact on how the fight will be shaped. And my own experience of during COVID and before that, when I was a professional game master, is that I would use isometric maps from different video games and use them as the backdrop for my isometric fights. And so whenever the players see details that are like in the image, I have to be like, oh yeah, that like this table is there if you want your character to jump on it, right? And so the amount of detail in the map would really have an impact on how the players were playing with the map. And so I learned that like it is important to have stuff there for the players to use. So that's how I designed the bathroom fight and this and this fight. And sometimes we can use theater of the mind for stuff like the library fight, where it's like your goal is not just to kill the thing, but it's to save the books, but there's still stakes. So yeah, like I've just been like
Yeah, I think for me part of it is like my GM experience has been very heavily theater of the mind. Like I often haven't really had like a lot of resources to like set up sets. So I guess that's kind of why I usually think of it more as like, okay, here's a situation.
yes.
And so I don't have to think about where specific things are in a very strong, concrete sense.
Yep.
Just of sort of like in a general relative, like, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And sort of as a wish. That's actually kind of hard because it was like such a good session this time.
Good.
I would say, as a wish, I kind of want to sort of like get into, because I am still like, I'm sure you have a reason for like the choice you picked, but I kind of want to figure out what's going on with like my nemesis.
Hoover. Yes.
Yes, with Hoover.
So there was a big clue that you might you like. I was thinking like there's a chance they'll try to speak to Hoover to stop him from dropping the potion, but Rot, the only character who was present who could have spoken to him, was like a rat at the time, and so like I didn't get a chance to drop a clue, but I'm more like you'll clues will present themselves and the mystery will be resolved in the end. You need to select a new mystery from the list, or write one down based on things that you're curious about in the setting for before the next session.
Okay.
Oh, so we don't have to stick solely to these. We
Well,
can kind of like make our own.
Yes.
Yeah. So like I've introduced some mysteries that are tied to your so like to your backstories and just mysteries in the school in general that you can sort of like lean into if you want to focus on that as your next mystery. Or you can choose like the generic ones and introduce new elements. So if you want your next mystery to be what the fuck is up with Hoover, that is an option, right? If you want your mystery to be what is going on with that salamander kid, that can be the next one once you've resolved the first. But also, if you solve mysteries that you haven't selected as your as the one that you're following right now, you still get it still counts towards the tally of leveling up.
And we have to solve 3 mysteries.
3 mysteries as a group levels you up.
Okay.
Okay. So if you don't use the Hoover lead as the mystery you're focusing on, when you figure out what's happening with Hoover, it will still count towards the leveling up.
So since he resolved his
He needs 2
mystery,
more.
it's his only. It's not a group.
No, it's a group thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
so
will.
all of us
Yes.
have one
Yes.
towards leveling up now.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay. So it-
Yeah.
Yeah, so either of you
Yeah, like
solve
if
yours.
if each of you solves one, then the party levels up.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a
okay.
team effort.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Oh, I would.
Oh wait, so we've solved 2 mysteries now?
no,
No.
just one.
Well, what about the one in the library with Trist?
I counted that for your
Original level?
jumping from level 1 to level 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Cool.
Alright,
Great
good.
session.
Yeah.
Yes,
Ooh.
I need to use the restroom before I head out.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know if I can keep up having good like those set pieces the way that they've been, just because like the the idea that I've had for the Sphere of Annihilation, it actually came from the Chrono Trigger campaign where I was a player, where I was like, I figured out where the final boss was going to come out of the ground, Lavos, and so I was like, I'm the only one who has Arcana in this whole time period. I'm gonna leave the Sphere of Annihilation in the spot where I know Lavos is gonna show up, so that when the boss fight starts, it's taking damage from the sphere, right? And so the GM was like, okay, well, in the meantime, they built a city on that spot, because that's where Lavos emerges in, like, at a city spot. And so they're having, and so there's this weird phenomena of an orb of annihilation that nobody can move. And so they figured out, like, hey, we can dispose of nuclear waste into this thing. And so when we like entered the final boss fight, I was able to see there were a bunch of pipes leading down into the sphere of annihilation, and I was like, that's a great idea. I kept it in my mind to be able to use it for today's game. And with like magic potions, it's a great way to have some random effects just going on all the time. But yeah,
it was really clever.
I like most of my job as a GM is sort of like recycling ideas that I've had before, or that I've stolen from other people. But that's most of what storytelling is, anyways.
Yeah, absolutely.
What would happen if two people were trying to move the orb at the same time?
Because you need to use an action, you do it on your turn, right? That's slightly different from the official way the rules are supposed to work. I didn't want to. I wanted there to be the option for free people to try to move it at different times in the same fight. So I slightly shifted the way the rules work. But technically, you're supposed to make a contested Arcana check to pry control away from the other person, and then successfully make another Arcana check to not have it move towards you. Too complicated.
Sounds too complicated.
Too many rolls for a fight that already had like
Elements.
8 tubes potentially spewing potions every turn. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that's